Sorry? Into October now, and we're on to either, the choices were autumn, which I started last week, or if you're interested in lino printing, I'm going to focus on lino printing for a few weeks. So if you're interested in this bit, that's what it will be today. And I'm going to make my demo very sort of on this table. So if you're interested in that, you need to come a bit closer. So in terms of the autumn theme, I've got a few photographs over here if anybody wants to use those, and obviously use whatever medium you want to. And if you're interested in the lino, then come a bit closer. And I'll line this up with this. Oh, quite a few people, that's good. I think we had about two. Right, so I've got so we don't have to start cutting today. We can start thinking about it and designing and things like that. Or if you're interested in the lino, you can do it at a later date. That's absolutely fine. You can just have a look at what we're doing. I've got some lino here. I've got this size, and I think I must have taken the other size home. So I've got a kind of half size as well. If anybody wants half size, you can just chop this off, too small one. So I've got enough for everybody to have one piece at least, and then there might be more left over after. They're £1.40 for this size sheet, and I think 70p or something like that for the slightly smaller, or something like that. What I thought would be a good idea is to start a little bit more, start fairly simple. When I had to go doing this project last year, I think I got a bit too ahead of myself. I tried to
You thought we were all artists, didn't we?
Well, no, me too. I mean, I tried to teach this alongside the painting. It was too much. It all got too much. The other thing was, the one that I did as a demo was this one, which worked out quite well, but again, it's quite complicated to start with. I think we need to start a little bit simpler if you're just starting out on everything. So this one, I was inspired by the geese in Lee, the brown geese that come in every year. And this is like three colours, a three-colour thing. But what I'm thinking is it would be better to go for simpler and maybe just one colour to start with. Could be black and white, blue and white, brown and white, something like that. So I've got various examples. One thing that I think would be quite a good idea, so I've got a couple of books here. So since last year I've bought a couple of books. There's this one here, and there's this one here, which is by a lady who actually lives in Rayleigh. She says she lives in Rayleigh. Both really nice books, good books. But in both of them, they've got like this sort of thing as an exercise where you're just trying out different marks, different shapes, and just seeing different ways of cutting lino. So I'm thinking, I've never really tried doing anything like this. I wouldn't mind trying that myself. So that could be a possible first exercise if you wanted, or just do a few. So yeah, that's that one. She's done it like as a grid, but it wouldn't have to be a grid. You could just do a few random shapes. This is basically sort of, I've been collecting any sort of like postcards and prints and things like that. This was when we did the lino printing last year, one of my students in the Thursday class found somebody's lino print and did a copy of it. So this is a copy of something by another artist. I don't know who the original is by. But I think it just really demonstrates how effective it can be, just literally black and white. And like in some areas you've got really mostly white, and then other areas are mostly black with a little bit cut into. And then these areas, you've got these, they're built up with these sort of graphic marks in different directions. And the power of just having different marks in different directions. So that might be quite a nice idea to explore, just black and white, one colour to start with. I thought it was a really good example. That was a Christmas card somebody gave me last year. One of the members of the Wapping group made that. And I thought it was really nicely cut, nicely printed. It's quite nice and sharp, one of the things I find quite challenging with lino printing is getting smaller, thinner marks. I quite often find that the pads, the bits of lino fill up with ink. So getting a nice print, so that's quite a nice one. So that was a Christmas card. Again, a Christmas card would be a nice exercise, nice thing we could create. Wendy gave some Christmas blank cards, yeah, so they're from last year, I don't remember giving me the names. But we got some blank cards there, if we want to experiment with cards. So that could be a good exercise. That is obviously a Christmas card of a lino that somebody gave me. But I thought this was really, again, really interesting, all the different sort of little graphic marks they've made. I thought it was, things like the way they tackle the clouds, these little bits on the trees. Again, I thought that might be quite interesting, maybe doing a copy of a small section just to try and understand these little bits here, ways of making, the different kind of marks we can make and the different sort of graphic marks.
It's nice in that. No, I was just going to say it's nice in the green as well.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this is obviously 3 colours. You've got a bit of yellow, green and the grey. Yeah. I'm guessing this might be cut from one plate and they might then cut around the shape, made it into 2 bits. So a bit like in your book, Judith, where they've got different bits and they piece them together. That could be how they've done that. You can also hand colour some bits, so it might be that they've hand coloured the yellow and done and the rest, rolled out the rest. So that I'm guessing. So that could be that one. That was a very simple Christmas card one the students made. Nice and effective, bold design. That was again another one that I got given. Very lovely, probably quite, I would imagine it's quite a bit bigger than that, the original. A multi-coloured one, so that's what we've done. Another one by the students. That's one my son did years ago, as part of his A-level, his GCSE. Yeah, based on a kind of Japanese, I can't remember, I think he went somewhere like, where'd he go? Scotland, somewhere eastern, and he has some photos of where he went. Use that. And then again, that was another Christmas card, one of the students last year. And she just, she did find it a real challenge to try and break the design just down into colours. But it worked, just in tones. But it's created, some sort of textures for the owl, some for the snow, some for the snow hitting the ground.
It's literally one they could be like brush strokes, couldn't they? Almost,
Yeah,
as well, I know it's different completely, but it just struck me.
Yeah. So I thought that might be something sort of black and white, either just playing around with textures. So I was thinking to try and, this is the photo I took about a week ago, just over in Lee, as part of the autumn theme. I was thinking, the kind of misty seafront, just on the top there. And I was thinking, could I interpret that in lino? So I thought to start with, what was a really good idea was just do some sketching, do some drawing, try and draw it in black and white. But it's really hard to think, if I'm cutting this mark, is this what? It's quite hard to get your head around all the cutting, what bits you should leave and which you shouldn't. So actually doing a design, drawing a design in pencil, or you could do pencil and then do a bit of ink or something like that, or a bit of paint, watercolour acrylic, but just something black and white. So rather than get your lino and feel like I've got to dive in, start cutting and printing, I would suggest, because I was thinking, well, these little cockle shells that they use as a bit of mulch, trying to think what sort of marks could I do to interpret that, what sort of marks could suggest the grasses or the verbena or the sun, so it's just trying to go from something like that into make it quite graphic, like literally black and white.
It's as much thinking about the negative space.
It is, yeah. So it might be good to maybe do a pencil first, then perhaps a bit of ink, and then once you've come up with the design, maybe you can do a couple of versions. And then, I got that far, and then I just did this when I was sitting in bed the other night, and then I thought, what sort of marks would be better for these bits? Maybe better if the marks went that way, or try and different shapes for the cockle shells, all these grasses, how to differentiate the grasses from something else, sort of thing. So, just experimenting with, there's a little bit of grass back here, maybe if I do this sort of thing. So it's just sort of playing around, visually with the ideas before you leap in, don't you? Yeah, so I just want you to enjoy it, take your time, don't feel like we've got to get everything all done today. And I think these sort of, if you're not sure where to start, that's not a bad idea. You get practice designing, but you also get practice cutting. You don't have to be as big as that, you just do a little one to half size. But yeah, if you want to look at any of these books, there are various projects in here that are quite nice little projects. This book has got things like, sometimes they use fabric or papers or created like labels and stuff, or greetings cards. So there's all sorts of different ideas. And definitely something like a Christmas card is quite a nice idea.
Colour fades on that.
Yeah, that's nice. And actually, that would be quite easy, straightforward. You could, carve most of that out. Maybe carve some of the shape around. You can ink it in a way that you have two shades of print at the same time. So that's something we could do. I'll do the inking next week. So by all means, have a look at these. They're both nice books. As I say, this lady lives in Rayleigh. She's just over the road from us somewhere.
In Rayleigh?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So there's pictures of that typical women there. I'm not messing about that. We noticed when you noticed, didn't you? That she had something from Hullbridge. Yeah. And then when I started reading the book, I realised that she actually was in
Interesting, isn't it?
but yeah, it's interesting. Oh, that's a very simple press. But again, that's quite effective. Just black and white, like blackberries, and different textures, different marks. She's leaving some areas mostly black, a little bit of hatching, a little bit of cutting away. So I think it could be. You could do something like just copy a blackberry, or just copy something from somewhere, another little section to start with, just as almost like a tester piece. And then, when you feel inspired, got an idea exactly what you do. So that would be my suggestion to start with, either a bit of sketching or a bit of. When it comes to cutting and the actual material, so this is traditional lino, and this is made up of. This is a very old bit. I've had for years. It's made out of ground up cork with linseed oil, and it's pressed into a bit of hessian. That's what lino is made of. Obviously, it's original flooring material and things like that, and they've got used for printmaking. And it's obviously nice and environmental because that's all sort of renewable resources. This is like plastic, so it's a modern vinyl or something like that, plastic version. They are a little bit different in the way that they're cut. They feel slightly different. I think this one, when I was working on this print, that's the first time we used the plastic, so it's quite interesting. They're very similar.
Would you prefer working with this material?
I've only got this one, if you buy enough me, but you can buy that probably in the art shops. This one is
easy to work with.
Not really, no.
The one that you've got there, would that last longer than the...
No, I don't think it's much difference really. This is probably more than the way it cuts. This is possibly a bit harder to work with. I think this is probably easier to cut, it's softer. You can stick this on a radiator or a heater to warm it up, and then it softens up. So that's what I always used to do after I left college. This didn't really exist then. Into this bit. So you basically go in like that. It's best to have one of these. If you are cutting, keep your fingers behind the cut. So keep your fingers behind the cut. You can use this to give you a bit. The bed shirt will give you a bit of something to push into. It's very, as you can see, very easy to slip. Easy to slip. So don't use too much force. With this one, probably most of them, you have to almost pick off the crumbs. Just take a little bit. Well, you've got this about half a dozen here.
Yeah, exactly.
I made these just bits of scrap, old paintings. Old German things.
Oh, that's brilliant. Oh,
A wedge to hold
Yeah,
onto the table.
it's really a bench hook. I mean, we used to have these in woodwork classes at
Can you
school.
buy those from shops?
You can, yeah,
Does
yeah,
it got yours?
yeah, yeah.
I thought you'd made it.
But yeah, you can buy
woodwork
Or
classes.
the other thing in the books, I know it hadn't really occurred to me, but they use like a cutting mat. So that doesn't help. Or if you've got some of that stuff that's for going under carpets and rugs, something to stop it slipping.
Yeah.
You know, the kind of slip mat stuff.
Yeah.
I've got some at home and I
You can get that to go in your kitchen, can't you?
yeah, that's it. Just stop people. That would probably good. Just something to give you a bit of grip so that it's not going to move while you. I mean, I can do it like that, but it's sometimes it's good to have that. Just.
What the tools you use? How do you know?
So these, sorry.
You select the tools you use to cut with.
Yeah.
How do you where do you decide which ones to use?
So it depends what sort of mark you want. So this is a new set. I've not used it. I don't know if this, we might have used these this morning. So that's a new set. They should be sharp and good to use. There's two handles there. These are my collection that I had. You know, some of these I bought, some of them have been given to me. These sort of little things in the books, it just seems to say just chuck them away when they get blunt. We could try sharpening them. I've got a stone in there somewhere, an oil stone, so we can have a go at sharpening. It's just like sharpening a chisel or something like that. These ones, again, my old flatmate gave me these. I think these might be Japanese or something like that. These are quite a nice little set. So I'll definitely have a go at sharpening those. They might be a bit blunt, but that, yeah, you're welcome to use any of this. There's two handles there and a few different ones in there. But they're different shapes, so I don't know if I've ever used that one. Probably good for getting big chunks out. Yeah, it's like a little chisel. It's probably a little bit, yeah, for shifting big areas. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, that might be good for digging out big areas, that sort of thing. But the ones I use the most are probably like these little V-shaped or the little U-shaped ones. And then again, if you want to clear a bigger area, there's probably a bigger U-shape. Yeah, that's a slightly bigger one. Yeah. This is quite a hard old bit of line. I'd rather just mess with one of these other. Yeah, but they're quite good for shifting big areas. And then the inking up, I'll do that next week.
Already?
Yeah, I think, well, we need to design something. Do get some designs going first. Pencil, paper, black and white, no colour.
What's going to use the red one?
Sorry?
The red one that you've asked me to use that next week.
What's that?
Red paint, yeah.
Red paint. You can use it if you want, yeah, or red and white then, yeah. Yeah, but keep it fairly simple. Is that okay with
Oh, sorry, I've moved the paper. I'm just saying, hopefully.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Let's just shut this off now. Yep.
There's a forward one.
Oh, it might have stopped anyway, that's all right.